In this video we're going to create the flight cycle of this bird and imply movement across the screen by moving the background. In Photoshop I've created the art for this, and it's consisted of a bird with two different wing positions and a background element. Now the background element exceeds the size of the document, and you can see how long it is. This will be moved across in time to imply that the bird is flying through space, but keeping the bird on screen the whole time. I'm going to go to Window and Timeline, and I'll click on Create Video Timeline. And in the lower left hand corner I'll click on the three boxes to go to the GIF timeline. I'm going to turn on one of the birds. I'll leave bird number 1 on and turn off bird 2 in frame 1. I'll change the timing to no delay. Adding another frame, I'll turn bird 1 off and bird 2 on. Now I want this to repeat, but rather than go through the process manually, I'll shift select both frames, and then in the corner of the timeline I'm going to go to the series of white horizontal lines and click on it, and I'm going to choose copy frames. Now you have to use the menu to do this. The keyboard quick doesn't work with the timeline. And now I'm going to click once again. Now the option to paste frames appears. I'm going to paste after the selection, which means after frame 2, and I'll click OK. I'm going to do this so that I have 10 frames in all. Copy frames, paste frames. Now if I preview my timeline, the bird's going too quick. So I'm going to fix that first by changing the timing. I'll select all the frames, and now I'll determine the speed at which I'd like them to go. Once they're all selected, I can click on any of the references, the 0 seconds, with my left mouse and holding it down. I'm going to go to Other because I want it to be 0.3. And now I'll preview. And now it's going considerably slower. I'll stop the animation. And now I'm going to animate the sky. I'll select frame 1 and select the background layer. And I'm using Show Selection. And I want the background sky element to be close to the edge of the left-hand side, like so. I'll go to frame number 10 and I'll drag it so that the right-hand side is against the edge of the right-hand side of the document. I'll shift select all the frames, and I'm going to go to the attributes for the timeline by clicking on the white lines in the corner again, and you'll see the term tween, and it'll offer you the tweening window, and in the tweening window I'm going to choose selected layers. I only want to affect the layer of the sky, and it's only going to be for position, so I'm going to turn off opacity and effects. I'll click OK. I'll preview the animation, and now I have my bird flying and staying stationary on screen for the viewer to see, and the sky is moving to imply that it is flying through space. I'm going to do one last thing with the bird to kind of break the static monotony of the bird being in the same position from 1 to 2. I'll select 1, and when the bird's wings are up, very often the bird will be dropping. In frame 2, when the bird wings are down and they're rising up again, I'll put the bird up a little higher there. And I'm going to do that frame by frame until I get this kind of a dip. And I'll preview my animation. I'll go to File, Export, Save Web, clicking Save. I'll drag it over my browser, and we should have something like this.